rappers' million-dollar mansions. There are a lot of smart ways to spend your money, but one of the biggest investments has always been real estate. So it makes sense that when many celebrities get famous, one of the first things they do is purchase a house for themselves and their family. However, there is a smaller circle of celebrities that are so rich, they are able to surpass the dream of simply buying a house and end up with massive mansions. Rappers in particular, known for their extravagant taste, have developed a reputation for their sprawling estates. Sometimes these properties are simply leased, but many modern rappers are the owner of their own mega mansion. And while the overhead costs of the bills, staff, and upkeep of the property might be large, it seems a small price to pay for living in such luxury. Let's take a look at some of your favorite artists and places they call home. Before we start, make sure you like this video and subscribe to our channel. Now, here are 8 rappers and their multi-million-dollar mansions. Number 8. Tyga. Most parents advise their kids to purchase a home as soon as possible, so that they don't throw away money with a rent payment, and instead build equity on their own property. Apparently, no one ever gave this advice to Tyga, who has recently begun to lease a new Bel Air mansion. Though Tyga doesn't own the $12.8 million property, he's making payments as if he does. Sources indicate that a monthly rent at the mansion is a whopping $58,000. And while Tyga may never own the property, it seems that he's enjoying his quarantine in true style. The 13,000 square foot house contains 6 bedrooms and 8 bathrooms, and is literally built into the mountainside of the Santa Monica Mountains. It also features its own separate guest house and a massive 70-foot pool in the backyard. A multi-car garage houses some of the rapper's most valuable cars. Ironically, the property is only 4 miles away from the newest real estate purchase of Tyga's ex-girlfriend, Kylie Jenner, and her current partner, Travis Scott. It's kind of hard not to wonder if that had something to do with Tyga's lease. Number 7. Travis Scott. Travis Scott has had an incredible 2 years. Ever since the release of his mega hit album Astroworld, Scott has catapulted from a moderately successful rapper to a global superstar, who spends his days in luxury and forming brand deals with McDonald's. And Travis seems determined to ensure his surroundings match his status. Besides an ever-growing collection of luxury supercars, Travis has also been investing in a brand new property, a $23.5 million mansion inspired by the architecture of a yacht. Located in the Brentwood neighborhood of Los Angeles, Scott's new house has pretty much every single luxury you can think of, even some seemingly unnecessary ones, like an underwater sound system for his cliffside infinity pool. Amongst its more practical features are 7 bedrooms, 8 bathrooms, a 600-bottle wine cellar, and several levels of outdoor balconies. With a 10,000 square foot garden in the back of the property, Scott's backyard is bigger than some of the entire mansions on this very list. When Travis began to tell us he was an alien all those years ago, I don't think any of us would have imagined that he would eventually end up with a house that's also out of this world. Number 6. Lil Pump. If you're not a fan of Lil Pump's music, you might know him best for his half-hearted feud with J. Cole. After Pump criticized old rappers and took specific aim at Cole, Jermaine clapped back, but not with a diss. On The Fall Off, the outro track to his album KOD, Cole offers Pump some stern but heartfelt advice. Amongst those lyrics, Cole advises Pump to buy a house while he still has the money to do so. And while the beef, if you want to call it that, ultimately sputtered out, it seems Pump took at least some of Cole's advice. During late 2019, Pump became the proud owner of his first piece of real estate, a $4.65 million Miami mansion. Located on the highly sought-after Biscayne Bay, the modern mansion is almost 5,000 square feet, features a waterfront view, and a rooftop deck. Interestingly though, Biscayne Bay is a hot spot for celebrities and entertainers. Miami is actually Pump's hometown, meaning he's totally familiar with the surrounding location of his new neighborhood. While we're not sure Pump will ever replicate the success of Gucci Gang, at least he was able to get something permanent out of it. Number 5. DaBaby. DaBaby will be the first person to tell you that he loves his hometown of Charlotte, North Carolina. And because of this, the superstar has yet to leave the city in favor of Hollywood. Instead, DaBaby has settled down to an estate in Troutman, North Carolina, a small suburb with less than 3,000 people. The 5-bedroom, 8.5-bedroom estate has cost DaBaby $2.3 million and features some customizations like guard towers, stadium lighting in the backyard, and full concrete walls surrounding the property. DaBaby DaBaby has been notoriously secretive about the property, and the media has been able to uncover surprisingly few details about the contents of his estate. However, his neighbors have been more than willing to share some details about the property, mainly that DaBaby's constant partying and construction is incredibly noisy, and has led to a whopping 31 noise complaints since he moved in. Despite this, most neighbors say he seems like a nice guy, and are happy to have him there. With DaBaby taking so many steps to customize the house to his liking, one must wonder if the rapper ever actually intends to move to Hollywood. Number 4. Cardi B. Cardi B and her partner Offset have been in the news lately for their publicly on-again, off-again relationship. But just a year ago, the two were making headlines for a different reason: their new real estate purchase in Atlanta. Located in Buckhead, one of the wealthiest neighborhoods in Atlanta, the couple are estimated to have spent about $6 million on a huge house. At 22,000 square feet, it's one of the larger mansions on this list, and has as many amenities as you may imagine. The property contains 5 bedrooms, 7 bathrooms, a full-sized gun range, a massive swimming pool, a private garden, and more than 6 acres of property for maximum privacy. The mansion looks like something out of a Rick Ross music video, standing 3 stories and composed of several wings. The interior looks more like a renovated Metropolitan Museum, filled with large decorative columns and marble floors. The house even has a massive wine cellar that would put some restaurants to shame. While the house is absolutely beautiful, it does raise one question: who gets the house if the two split up for good? Number 3. Post Malone. At first glance, Post Malone's unkempt image might make those not familiar with him wonder if he's the survivor of some long-forgotten apocalypse. Ironically enough, his newest real estate purchase might only reinforce this belief. Post has made several anti-government remarks in the past, but in 2019, he took it one step further when he purchased a compound in northern Utah for just a little over $3 million. The 5-bedroom, 6-bathroom house sits on nearly 7 acres of property on the outskirts of Salt Lake City. But Post is adding some of his own touches to the house, including a recording studio and an underground bunker that could be used in the case of an emergency. Inside the bunker, Post plans to store his extensive weapon collection and add makeshift barracks, with enough space for 30 bunk beds to house his team. But that doesn't mean that the house isn't beautiful. The property has amazing views of the nearby mountains, a cliffside pool and hot tub, and a master bedroom with walls made almost entirely of glass. It might seem like an overprecaution, but if things get rough anytime soon, I know where I'm heading. Number 2. Kanye West. Kanye is no newbie to real estate, and has owned a ton of properties over the course of his 2-decade career. And while Ye and his wife Kim Kardashian currently own several properties, including one in Calabasas, and their famous Wyoming ranch, the most eye-catching of them all is their mansion in Hidden Hills. Bought for an outstanding $22.4 million, the property sits on 7.5 acres of land and overlooks the California Valley. The house came with tons of amenities, including a full-size swimming pool, complete barn, and courts for both tennis and volleyball. But Kanye was not quite content with the home upon purchase, and decided to take renovations into his own hand. Over the course of 7 years, Kanye turned a fairly simple farmhouse-style mansion into a modern, minimalist place that is somewhat reminiscent of a Belgian monastery. The aesthetic most certainly won't be for everyone. The entire house is covered in smoothed plaster, and its walls, floor, and even furniture are almost entirely white. Any non-white contents are made from natural wood and materials. The couple worked closely with famous designer Axel Vervoort to completely transform the mansion. And while this house might make you feel a little unsettled, rest easy knowing that the rest of the Kardashian West properties are much more similar to a normal house. Well, as normal as billionaires can be. Number 1. Drake. Drake's place of residence has always been a focal point of his music. Drizzy has spoken about plenty of his homes, from the basement of his mother's Canadian home to his luxurious New York condo during If You're Reading This, It's Too Late, and finally his most recent purchase, the Embassy. If you've seen any of Drake's newest music videos, it's likely that you're already familiar with the property. Shot mostly inside his house due to the global COVID-19 restrictions, these music videos have given us a glimpse into Drake's 35,000 square foot home. The house, which was custom built for the rapper, is estimated to have cost somewhere between $100 and $150 million to construct. The sprawling mansion contains literally everything Drake might need: a kitchen for himself and his catering crew, a full-sized basketball court, and even a toilet that plays a constant stream of Tupac Shakur. The mansion mansion is located on Park Lane Circle in the extremely wealthy Brittle Path neighborhood in Toronto. According to Drake, he has fantasized about owning a house in this area since he was a child, when he would drive by and look at the extravagant properties. I guess this proves Drake right. There are some dreams money can buy. If you could move into any mansion on this list, which would you choose? Let me know in the comments. And before you leave, don't forget to click that like button and subscribe to our channel.